Hello student, today we will learn about fraction. So what is fraction? Before studying about fraction, we should talk about a situation. Suppose if you have a pizza, and you want to share it among your 4 friends, then what will you do? You will have to divide this pizza into 5 parts, because you know that total number of people are 5. So we will divide this pizza into 5 parts. First part, second, third, fourth and fifth. Now you can see there are 5 parts: first, second, third, fourth and 5 parts of pizza. And each of your friend will get each part of a pizza. Can you say that you have eaten all pizza? No. You cannot say that you have eaten all pizza, because you have just eaten a part of it. So, which part of pizza have you eaten? You have eaten 1/5 part of a pizza. So, what is 1/5? 1/5 is nothing but a fraction. So we can define a fraction as fraction we can say that fraction is a part of whole, or we can also define a number of form A by B, where A and B are whole. A and B are whole number, but B is not equal to 0. A number of form A by B, where A and B are whole number but B is not equal to 0, are known as fractions. So we can say the fraction is a part of whole, or we can also define a fraction, a number of form A by B, where A and B are whole numbers but B is not equal to 0, are known as fraction. There are many kinds of fraction. We will discuss about various types of fraction. First fraction is decimal fraction. We can define a fraction whose denominator is any of 10, 100, 1000, etc. are known as decimal fractions. For example, 5 by 10, 7 by 100, 6 by 1000, or 12 by 10,000 are example of decimal fraction. Now, the second type of fraction is vulgar fraction. We can define a vulgar fraction as a fraction whose denominator is a natural number other than 10, 100, 1000, etc. are known as vulgar fraction. So we can define a vulgar fraction, a fraction whose denominator is a natural number other than 10, 100, 1000, etc. are known as vulgar fraction. For example, 5 by 12, 7 by 13, 6 by 8 are vulgar fraction because you can see that its denominator is other than 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, etc. Now, the third type of fraction is proper fraction. How can we define a proper fraction? If a fraction whose numerator is less than its denominator is known as proper fraction. A fraction whose numerator is less than its denominator is known as a proper fraction. We can take example like 5 by 7. Here you see 5 is numerator, the upper part of fraction is known as a numerator and the lower part is known as denominator. Here you see 5 is less than 7. So 5 by 7 is a proper fraction. We can say another example, 3 by 8, 2 by 5. These are all examples of proper fraction. Now the fourth kind of fraction is improper fraction. What is improper fraction? A fraction whose numerator is more than or equal to its denominator. Are known as improper fraction. A fraction whose numerator is more than or equal to its denominator are known as improper fraction. For example, 7 by 5, 3 by 2, 6 by 7 or 8 by 8 are improper fraction because here its numerator is either equal to its denominator or more than its denominator. So it is an improper fraction. Now, fifth kind of fraction is mixed fraction. What is mixed fraction? A fraction which can be expressed as the sum of a natural number and a proper fraction. Are known as mixed fraction. A fraction which can be expressed as the sum of a natural number and a proper fraction is known as a mixed fraction. For example, 3 whole 1 by 2 is a mixed fraction because we can express 3 whole 1 by 2 as 3 plus 1 by 2. You know that 3 whole 1 by 2 is equal to 7 by 2 and 3 plus 1 by 2 will be equal to 7 by 2. So we can write a mixed fraction as a sum of a natural number and a proper fraction. We can write 3 whole 3 by 4 as 3 plus 3 by 4, where 3 is a natural number and 3 by 4 is a proper fraction. So a fraction which can be expressed as the sum of a natural number and a proper fraction is known as a mixed fraction. Now, the sixth type of fraction is equivalent fraction. We can define equivalent fraction as a given fraction and fraction obtained by multiplying or dividing its denominator by same non-zero number. We can define an equivalent fraction, a given fraction and a fraction obtained by multiplying or dividing its denominator by same non-zero number are called equivalent fraction. For example, 3 by 4, 6 by 8, 9 by 12. These all three are equivalent fraction because we can obtain 6 by 8 if we multiply this fraction by 2. 3 by 4, if we multiply its numerator and denominator by 2, we will obtain 6 by 8. Or if we will divide 6 by 2 by 2, we will get 3 by 4. So these are equivalent fraction. So a fraction obtained by multiplying or dividing its denominator by same non-zero number are called equivalent fraction. Now next type of fraction is like fraction. Like fraction. What is like fraction? A fraction having same denominator, a fraction having same denominator but different numerator are known as like fraction. A fraction having same denominator but different numerator are known as like fraction. For example, 3 by 7, 5 by 7, 2 by 7 these are all like fraction because its denominator is same but numerator are different. So these are like fraction. Now the next type of fraction is unlike fraction. What is unlike fraction? A fraction whose denominator are different are called unlike fraction. For example, 2 by 5, 3 by 7, 5 by 9 are unlike fraction because its denominator are different. The next type of fraction is irreducible fraction. A fraction a by b is said to be irreducible or in a simplest form if the HCF of A and B is 1. A fraction is said to be in a simplest form or in a reducible form if the HCF of A and B is 1. For example, 3 by 5, 7 by 9 are irreducible fraction because the HCF of 3 and 5 is 1 and 7 and 9 is 1. They have no other common factor other than 1, so these are irreducible factors. A fraction is said to be reducible if the HCF of a fraction is said to be reducible a fraction is said to be if the HCF of its numerator and denominator is other than 1. For example, 6 by 8 is reducible fraction because its HCF is other than 1. Now we will take next topic in the next class. Thank you.